All right, in this recording, I'm going to show you how I refresh a tired old website into a brand new, fresh, smart website that is simple, it's monetized, it is active, meaning that it works. It brings in brand new, wallet opening, willing, happy clients, and it is mobile responsive and it is timely. This is how websites should all be made today. If your websites are not including these functions, then you've just got an old school business cards that's sitting out there on the internet doing nothing for your client. This is a client getting machine, it's a client nurturing machine, and it's the new way to make websites for 2025 and beyond. Okay, so I'm going to take the assets that are at this current website and I'm going to create a brand new smart website, as I call it. I said they're simple, they're monetized, they're active in that they work 24/7, 365 to bring new clients to these businesses. They are mobile responsive and they are timely. This is the way websites need to be made if you want to actually provide value to your clients and to help them get paying customers on a steady basis. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I'm just going to copy all the assets that already exist here. So on my Mac, I can pretty much just go save image as, and this is going to be the logo. And it's on the desktop. I have a folder here that I want to put this into here. And then I think I can come through here. Let's see if I can grab this image. Probably not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Google Inspector and inspect this image. I should be able to click on sources here. Let's see how this is built. Somewhere in here we should be able to, this is a Wix site it looks like. Here's media. We'll open that up and this should be folders of all the images that I can come in here and grab. Yeah. So I'm going to come in here and start grabbing these images. And I will pause this while I go through and grab all the images that are visible on the site. You can see there's this one of the top roof. We've got this one as a background, which is here. I'm going to go through and download these now. I'll pause the video and be back with you once I have a folder full of existing images. Okay, so now I've downloaded all the images from this source site. I've got them organized neatly in a folder, and I'm going to start building it out on my preferred builder, which is Go High Level. I choose Go High Level because it offers just an operating system for these businesses. It creates for them a booking calendar, automated smart forms, so when somebody fills out a form, they immediately get an acknowledgement. We can start putting them through a nurture series. We can give them reminders for the meetings that they book. We can put an AI-powered chat widget on the website down at the bottom right, which you'll see as I build this out, and it becomes a machine for not only sending algorithmic signals to the Google search engine algorithm, which ranks them higher, gives them greater visibility, brings them more clients, but it allows the consumer, the visitor, to achieve that which they're looking to achieve, and that is to learn about the business, to feel confident that they can trust the business, and to conveniently communicate and book on the calendar an appointment with the business. So here I am in my Midas 365 agency platform. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sites and then to websites, and I'm going to add a new website. Now I can add these from templates. Go High Level is amazing, especially this Midas 365 customized platform, in that it gives me thousands of templates which I can use to start from, right? And this is a leg up. It's super helpful. However, this is a really special build for a pretty special client, and I want to build this from scratch to make sure that I have created every aspect from the top down of this website. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to click on Add New, and I'm going to say From Blank, and I'll just put in the client's name here and click Create. So I'm just going to add a new page, and this is going to be the home page, appropriately named Home. And this allows us to import ClickFunnels Classic or ClickFunnels 2.0. You can see it's in beta. So this is super cool. So if you're migrating anybody from ClickFunnels, it used to be that this only imported, and it did a great job of it, ClickFunnels 1.0 websites, but now it's in beta for 2.0. This is a game changer. So they're really going after the ClickFunnels 2.0 people. This Go High Level platform just offers so much more in my experience. I'm a Russell Brunson fan, and I have been for many. I still follow him. He's a genius marketer. But I found that providing services for businesses that count, that bring businesses new clients reliably and make them more money, Go High Level is the platform I have chosen. So I'm just going to create the new page here. And you'll see that once this opens, I can use an existing page or create from blank. So I'm just going to go ahead and create this, like I said, from scratch, from blank, and it's going to give me a 100% clean slate. So the first little section, I'm going to build this out in sections. The first section I'm going to make full width. I always choose full width, and then I'm just going to add a row, and this is going to be, let's see, I'll make this 3 columns. And the first thing I want to do is I'm going to add a background color to this section. So I'll select that section, come here to background color, and I'm going to add a custom color. And I've already chosen my color. I'll just put this in here and click on add color. And there you see we've got that color there. This is going to be a, let's see, subheadline. And I'll put in here the location. And I'm going to put this in white text, so I'll just fix the typo here. I'll make this smaller, highlight that text, come down here to general. I want to make this, let's go, click this to be white. And that's bold and italic. Here we go. This is the color I want to choose here. Choose white. And I want to reduce the size of that probably to like 18. Let's try. Hit that to 18. And then I'm going to want to, let's see, go and try to bold that. And I already defined bold as being white. And now I want to use an icon. So I'm going to click here and I'll just say, I'll click search icons and I'll click pin. And there's a nice location pin. I like that. I'll throw that in there. And then I'm just going to get rid of a bunch of padding that I see here because I want this to be like aligned in the middle. So I'll go here. Okay, I'm going to leave this one blank here, but I want to put, actually I'm not. I'm going to put text in here that's going to say stay connected with us. So I'll put that in here and I'm going to say stay, this will be for their social media, stay connected with us, and I'm going to make that bold also. And for bold text, I'm going to make it white, like that. And then I'll also make this 18 font. Type in 18, keep it quicker. Make that 18, and this one, let's see, center, vertical, center. Okay, you know what? I think I'll come back here and put this center, vertical, center. There we go. That's where I wanted it. And now I need 2 social media icons. So I'm probably going to need 2 fields for my social media icons now that I come to think of that. Let's see. Maybe not. I'll just come here, click dark. Yeah, I'm not going to. So this particular client, let's see what his social media properties are. Okay, so this client I found has a LinkedIn property, so I'm going to grab his link and pop it in here. Just get rid of that HTTPS, and we're going to open it in a new window, and I'll click Update. So now the LinkedIn is connected. I know he does not have a TikTok. I believe he does not have a YouTube, but I'm going to check to see if I can find properties for these socials as well. Okay, and I ran a Google search and found a Facebook profile, so I'll put that in there. And again, I'll get rid of the redundant https:// open a new window, update. So he's got a Facebook, he's got a LinkedIn. And I'm just going to search for Instagram, X, or YouTube. Okay, so no X profile, but they do have an Instagram. So I'm going to throw in the Instagram here and get rid of the redundancy there. Open that in a new window and then update. So they have Facebook, they have Instagram, no X. So I'll just click to delete that. Yes, delete. And they have a LinkedIn. And oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and save. I need to save often. Here is a panel for SEO metadata, which we'll get into later. This is super awesome in offering SEO metadata to the algorithm of Google and other major search engines, of course, so that assists them in appearing higher in search results for their chosen keywords. Okay, so let me quickly check YouTube for a profile. And if they don't have it, I'll just come back in here and delete it. All right, so no Joy on the YouTube channel. So I'm just going to click delete here, delete. And now I've got their 3 socials. So these are a little small. I'm going to increase the size of them a little bit. Let's try 24 by 24. Make those a little larger. I'm going to squeeze them in here a little bit. Maybe a little bit bigger than that, actually. I want those to really stand out. Let's try 28 and 28. See if that works. So that's a little bit better. And then we're going to slide this guy over here because we want that to be tight to there. And then here we're going to make this left aligned, push it over there. And in order to get it off of the margin there, all I need to do is come in here to the section, and I will add some padding. This is margin. So if I do margin here, you'll see it's going to put some white space in there. Here, I'll make it more dramatic. See all that white space? I don't want that. I want 0 margin, but I do want some padding. And when I put in like maybe 40 for padding, you see how it kicks it over there? That's pretty clean. I might even go like 60. And then since that's getting all crunched up, I'll give this a little bit more space to breathe. Just right like this. Stay connected with us. I like that. And now I want to tighten this all up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I'm just going to tell this to be 0, the padding on the top, padding on the bottom to be 0. And it's still pretty large. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to grab my 3-column row and I'm going to do the same thing for it. I'm going to make that 0 and the padding here 0. And that's pretty cool. And now I can do the same thing for each column. I'm going to go into each column and I'm going to go 0, 0. You're not going to see much change because I have to do it for all 3 of these columns. 0, 0. Whoops, 0. And then watch what happens when I do it to this one. There might still be some values in there, but let's see what happens when I go to 0 and 0. That collapsed it pretty nice. But now you'll see, I believe I could even make this skinnier. So I'm going to click in here and it's all 0, 0, 0. So looks like we're okay. There's nothing more that we can do. 0, 0, 0. Let's check the social icons. Yep, it looks like we've gone, oh, here we go, 10, 10, 10. So watch when I go 0 and 0, this 3rd column was keeping it bloated. Okay, so this is already looking super cool. You know, I might be able to put a little bit of love onto this text. Let's see if I can give it some text shadow. That might be kind of cool. Yeah, there's a little bit of text shadow. I think that gives it some good depth. And I'll do the same over here. Come over and give it a little text shadow. See that? See how the way it kind of allows it to pop a little bit better? I like that. Yep, that's very cool. This is centered nicely, 0, 0, 0. And this one here looks like it's a little high. And I think what I'm just going to do is manually give that some, let's see here. Yeah, 0, 0, 0. Let's see if I can just bring that down manually a little bit. There we go. That looks centered now. So I'll go ahead and save that. I just use this little slider to push it around, to give it a little bit of top margin. I like that right there, right about 10. So I'm going to save it. And while that's saved, I'm going to go back in here, click the plus sign. I'm going to add a new section. And again, it's going to be full width. So here's a new section, and I'm going to add a row. And this one now is going to be a 3 column. And this is going to look really cool. I'm going to leave the background as white for this section. But here I'm going to put a button. And I can just click this little search and type in for button. And now I've got a really cool button. I'm going to go ahead and round off this. But first, let me check the background color. I'll put it to the same color as we have here. And then what I'm going to do is make the text black. So I'll come here and I'll choose black. Oops, that's the background color. Put that back as it says background color. I'm going to come down here to the font, and here it says color is currently white. I'm going to turn that black. I want that to stand out better. And I'm going to select an icon. I want to put, this is actually going to say schedule service. So here, scroll down, it says text options. Schedule actually I want this in all caps. So let's put on my caps. Schedule a service. Okay, and I'm going to reduce the size of that text. Let's go to like 14. Oh, that's subtext font. So this button can have subtext if you wanted. I don't have any subtext. Actually, here's the font size. Yeah, it shows that it's 20. So I'll take it down to like 16. And now what I'd like to do is I would like to add an icon of a calendar just before it. So I'm going to click on icon picker, and this is icon picker after. So do I want the icon to appear in front of this text or behind this text? I want it to appear in front. So I'm going to click here and I'll just type in calendar. Here's my choices of calendars. I like that. Let's see here. I like the one with the checkbox. That shows like an activity is being taken. So I'm going to select that there. And let's just see if I increase the font size, if that yeah, it also affects the size of the booking calendar. So I'm going to go to 16 and leave it like that. I like the looks of that. And then it says open pop-up, but this is the button action. Like what happens when you click that button? Right now it's scheduled to open a pop-up, but we're going to change that later. We're going to open up our booking calendar for this client. So now that we've got that done, I want to round off the corners to make this look a little bit nicer. So here I'm going to come through, and in order to get rounded corners, I have to first tell this I want a full border. And here's the border color, but I'm going to choose a transparent border so it's not visible at all. Now that I've done that, it gives me this option for border radius. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to be kind of aggressive. I'm going to go like 20, maybe even more than that. I want it to be a nice pill shaped, yeah, like that. That's starting to look a little bit better. Let's just see what, well, 50 is going to be crazy. 50 is not so crazy. All right, I actually like that. So you can see, just kind of play with it, right? Experiment with these values and see what happens. So I'm going to choose that, and then I'm going to save. Remember, I save all the time. Just a habit. It's a good habit to be in. Now I want the logo to be here in the middle. So I'm going to click to add element, and this is now going to be an image. Oops, spell that properly. Image. There you go. And I'll click on that. And it allows me to click here on this window to select an image, and I'm going to start uploading an image to this. So I'm going to create a new folder, and this is going to be my client's business name. And I'll just save that, and now I've got this folder. So I'll select that folder. It says folder created. I'm going to upload a file. Now I've downloaded a ton of files for my client. I'm going to go ahead and just start uploading them all to the system here in one fell swoop. So I've got the logo, I've got a bunch of images, and then I've got a bunch more on my downloads link here, where I'm just going to grab these and open them, which is uploading them all. You can see they're all coming in here now. So now I've got all my client images on this build, and I don't have to do them one by one. So this is really convenient. So like I said, I'm putting the logo in right now. Here's their logo. I'm just going to double click that and put that in there. And then over here, I'm going to put their phone number. And I'll just make this a subheadline like I did this text up here. In fact, watch this. This is a really cool thing to do. Instead of remake this from scratch, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to clone it because it already has an icon and some text. So I'll clone it and I'm going to grab this and just drag it down to here. And you can see this is in a funky color text. It's white, obviously. That doesn't appear very well. So I'm going to come down here for the text and I'm going to say for the text color, I want it to be that brown, but this is actually bold. So that brown. And then I'm going to remove the shadow effect that I have here for it. Click here to the minus, and that'll get rid of that. And now I just want to change this text. So this text is now going to be my client's phone number. So I'm just going to come in here, highlight all this text and paste my client's phone number in here. Of course, I want to make this bold. And I want to put a phone icon in here instead of the icon that it's showing now. So I'll come here to General, scroll down to the icon, delete this one, and I'm going to look for phone. Whoops, there's search, phone. Okay, let's look for a cool one here, kind of something that's of the day, perhaps an iPhone. I like that. And let's see, I'm going to increase the size of this because I want this to be really prevalent. This has got to really stick out. And then I think I want to modify this. Do it like this, and maybe a space in between that phone. And I'm going to give, I'll give this some spacing the other way. So let's just see if I'm able to color this icon. It'd be really cool if I could color that icon, and I believe I can. There we go. I'm going to make that icon the same color here. And then what I need to do is I need to give all of these some spacing, right? So we'll start out here. I'm going to give this actually some padding. I'm going to give this probably 40, and then I'll do that to the same here. Give it 40. That's nice. Since it squashes up, what I'll do is I'll just reduce the size of this. 36 is pretty aggressive. Come down here maybe to 32. That's cool. And then I want to give this some space as well. Maybe I don't. Maybe that's working for me. Let's see. I can squeeze this over here. Squeeze this over here. Just kind of allocating spacing to make it even, right? That is pretty cool. Now what I do want to do is reduce some of this spacing here. White space that's here and white space that's here. So I'm going to take that maybe to 10, and then I'll take this to 10 as well. That's pretty cool. And then I'm going to add another section, and this is going to be my nav menu. So for here, I will add full width, and when I add a row, I'm going to tell it that I want it to be a single column, and then I'm going to add an element, and this is going to be nav menu, navigation menu. See, high level gives us these options here, which are really cool. Now, the one thing that I don't like so much about this is that when you choose nav menu, it's going to give you a business logo name, a place for the business name, and then the actual nav menu. So I'm not a big fan of all of these other options. So what we can do for this particular design is we'll come in here and we're going to say logo in menu. Nope, turn it off. And then we're going to see there's another one for business name. And I think that that's going to be in advanced. And we're going to say headline in menu. Nope, turn it off. Now you see it kick this all the way to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here to the general, and I will, well, it says it's centered, but it's not. So we'll fix this as we go. So the first thing that we're going to do is we will have a home, and then We can have an about. Let's just change this to about us. Submit that. And then we're going to have, I don't need a team on this website, so I'm going to click here and I'll delete it. And we will have a contact page. I want that to say contact us. And then I want another item that's going to say services. Just type this in, services. And you can see what's cool is I can drag these and put these where they belong. So I want it to be home, services, about us, contact us. I like that. And then I'm going to increase the font size for these. Let's make them, I think 18, 19, somewhere in there. Let's go to 18. Leave it at that. And this is coming along really nicely. But now I want to space these items out, right? So here's horizontal spacing. I can give these some good air. Okay, now to get this centered, there's a little trick. I'm going to come into the actual column row here, and you can see it says width is 100%. I'm going to bring this down slightly to about 75%, and then I'm going to grab this little navigation menu here and give it some padding. I want to push that over. That's 50. Let's go to 60, maybe even 80. Let's try 100, 140. That looks about centered right there. What would you say? I think that's pretty good. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save, and to check this, there's this little eyeball icon right here. So you can just click on that eyeball icon and it'll take you to it and show you what it looks like. So this is looking really clean. This is a fully customized header with nav. Too much space here though, right? So I'm going to come back in here and I'm just going to click on this and I'm going to take away the bottom 10 pixels there. And then I come to this one and there's 20. I'm going to take that away too. So I'm going to turn it just into 20 or to 0 rather, and save. And I just keep poking in here, save, and then click the eyeball. And that's looking way better, right? I think that that's looking pretty cool. I might even add a little bit of white space right here. Let's come back in here to this one here, and I'll add just a little bit of space there. Looks like I'll give it 10 just to be round numbers. Save it. There you go. So we've got a really cool nav menu. I might kick this up a little bit tighter yet. So let's come in here and get rid of, there's 15 there. Turn that to that. Save. Now let's go back to this page and update and see if that jumps up just a little bit. Yeah, it did. That's looking pretty cool. I think I might push this down a little. So let's go like this. Let's allow it to become bigger. Going like this, we'll allow it to become bigger. This text might be a little large. Yeah, I know I'm being kind of a perfectionist here, but this is what I do for my clients. You know, you got to give them your very best. So I really want this thing to look gorgeous, to pop. And this is shaping up really nicely. Let's see what this looks like on the front end here. I'll refresh. I just saved and now I'm refreshing. So this looks better. I like this a lot. Still might get that menu. Okay, I know I'm picking here, but I'm going to get that menu here a little bit higher. I think I'll try just going 0 here. Let's save that and then take a look. That's better. Okay, and then preferred roofing, like I said, I might just push that down just a little bit. Go like this, give that some of its own space. See what that looks like. My last refresh, and I'm going to consider this completed. Did I see a little jump there? So sometimes, see, it didn't update. So what I'll do is I'll kill that window and I'll save, and then I'll just hit the eyeball fresh. Sometimes when you go to update it, it doesn't. So something to be aware of. There you go. That looks pretty cool. I like that. I'm happy with our header menu. Now we're going to get into the beef of the content. So this is just location. This is connect with us, social medias that are connected here. I do want to make this so that when on mobile or desktop, when somebody were to mouse over this or mouse over this, that it'll actually dial the phone number. So here's what we're going to do here. We're going to copy this number. I'm copying it, and then I'm going to give it a link. And the trick is for the URL, we're going to put in TEL for telephone, and then we put a colon in. We're going to go +1 with a dash, and then we're just going to pop the number in there. And that tells this to hyperlink it to a new window, tel equals, I don't think I need to put an equals. No, it's supposed to be a plus. Come on, Don. Plus, so tel +1, country code 949-612-7858. And I'm going to click save. And so now I didn't select the whole thing. I left out that little parentheses. So let's just do it again, save. And now you see it turned it blue. So if I look down here, it's going to say link text color blue. I want this to go back to that color. So I'm going to redefine that. Now I'll save. And then let's see, I'm going to refresh this. And now when I mouse over this number, you see how it underlines it? It's going to ask me, it says it opens Skype, but on mobile and on desktop, typically, specifically on mobile, it's going to actually call that phone number. All right, so we got that done. This is our complete header. It is done. We've saved. We're stoked with this thing. It's looking great. We have not defined yet. We're going to do this last. Where do we go when somebody clicks contact us or about us or services, okay? We'll define these here in the navigation sections. Where do they actually take us? We'll define that later. Okay, so for now, we're going to come in here and we're going to create a new section. And it's going to be full width again. And I want to put a big background image in this thing. So my client I know has this existing image. I'm going to click here for background media type. It says image. I'll click to add an image here. And he's got this big old image that should suffice. Let's just see. I'm going to put that in there. And then you can see, it's a big image, but it's not really showing the full thing. And that's because, well, you'll see. I'm going to add a row now, and this is going to be a single column, and it's going to be a headline. And what I want this to say is best roofing solution in the OC. All right. Now there's a specific font that I want, and I have created a video on my YouTube channel here showing how to install a specific font. So if you want to see how I do that, there's a video in here installing custom fonts into Go High Level. So for now, I'm just going to install this custom font and then come back here and apply it to it. So I have added specific CSS, and now this font is called Turbinado. And I'm just going to type that into the custom class and hit return. And there's my custom font. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to make it larger. Let's go 82. That's pretty good right there. Maybe a little bit bigger. 86. That's kind of cool. I'm going to maybe take some of the weight off of this, make it normal. And then I want this to be, I think maybe this orange color that he's using, because I've introduced this color new for this client. I just think rather than just gray and red throughout the site, this is kind of cool to add this brownish color. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my little color picker. This is just an extension in Chrome. If you want to know how to use this or where to find it, just leave a comment down below. I'm going to copy that color, and then I'll close this. And now I want this font to be that color, right? So I'll come down here and I'll add the custom one and pop in that color that I just copied. And I'll say add color, and there it is. So it doesn't show up very good against this light background thus far. So this is pretty cool. I'm going to change the background image opacity. There's a light fade, there's a heavy fade, and there's I'm sorry, half fade and a heavy fade. So I'm just going to go half fade, but you can see that my fade color is like almost transparent. So I'm going to make this like that color, and that'll sort of help this to show up. Maybe I want to change the color. Let's go to a heavy fade. Let's try the heavy fade. And then I might change that background color to black. Let's try this. Let's go for just kind of messing around here. That's a light fade. Here's a half fade. That's probably better right there. Okay, so anyways, well, we can mess around with that some because I can always change this text to be something like this instead. Maybe that pops a little bit better and I can bring the red in later. But I'm just going to leave this as it is for now. Now I'm going to add, let's just call this a subheadline. And I want this text to be white. I'll choose white. And we're going to make this commercial and residential roofing services in, I don't know, say Newport Beach, California. Something like this. I know that I'm going to want to keep this off the margins because I'm going to make this larger. So I'm going to have to add some padding. I can tell that right out of the gate. So I like the Montserrat font. I'll just maybe take this to a larger. Let's go to like 45 with this bad boy. And that's not horrible. Maybe we'll bring it down a little bit. Okay. 44. That works. And I might want to make this bold. Let's try this. Let's bolden it. And then we're going to want to make the bold color white. And I'm going to give this some padding. I want this off of the margin a little bit. I'm going to click here, go to General, and give this some space. Let's go like 60 and 60 here. That's not bad. And then I could probably reduce the size of this a little bit. Yeah, let's just see. I'm going to save it. Sometimes see this little sidebars taking up space. See, so it's not showing everything. It puts services on this line, but here, services is way over here. So you will want to, click the little eyeball here to get rid of this space so you can see what this thing's truly going to look like. And I think this is pretty good right here. I might tighten up the lines here, which you can do. I'll show you. I'll click on the text here and I'll go to advanced, and this is line height. It's currently at 1.3. Let's try 1.1. That's a little bit better. And yeah, I like that. And then here for font weight, I might go like, let's try light. It's going to mess with this font a little bit. Take the bold off. It's currently set as light. Let's try it here, medium. Yeah, this isn't having really any effect on it. And it tells you here, font weight's availability may vary depending on the font family. So that's kind of what's going on here. I have this set as a headline font, but let's see, maybe I'm going to go back to bold. I'll bolden this, and then maybe I'll make it a little bit, let's try 40. That might be better. I'm going to save it, come preview it, refresh. Okay, I think I want in. Yeah, that's actually okay. Yeah, I think I want in on the next line. So I can just come in here and I can do a hard return. Boom. And I think there's a little space left off there. Yeah, I'll just do it like this. And now that I look at this, I want to go 1.2. I think that's a little tight on the line height. Give that a little bit of air. Hit save. And you can see it slowly pushing this this space larger and larger, right? So now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to add a 4-column row because I'm going to put 2 buttons in here. So I'm going to put a button here. And I'm going to say I want the background of this button. Let's do the background of this button, this red. We want to introduce that red color, right? So I'll come in here. I'm going to choose that red that I custom put in there, red, and I'm going to come here and call this schedule a service again, because this is really what we want them to do. We want them to hit our calendar or call. Those are the calls to actions. So we're just gonna give them tons of opportunity to call us or to schedule an appointment. So this is going to say schedule. In fact, you know what we can do? Let me save us all time. We're gonna leave that there. I'm gonna come up here and clone this bad boy. So I'll just go up here, clone. Why design it all over again, right? Put it in here and schedule a service. For this one, I'd like to give this button a little bit of background color. So I'm gonna go to advanced, and here where it says full border, solid 2-pixel border color, I'm actually gonna choose white. And let's see, that's 2, let's go to 5. 5 might be a little aggressive, let's try 3. Looks cool. That lets it pop, right? So there's our schedule a service. And now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to clone this and I'm going to drag it over here. Give these things a little bit of space from each other like this. And this is my call to action is going to be to call. And we want them to call us at 949 612 7858. Okay, let's give that space there. And for here, this calendar icon is cool. This one, we can put a phone icon. So let's go back in here and look at our icons, and we'll get rid of the calendar check. We'll click here, search. We're gonna go phone. And maybe this one, I just give it a little bit of different look. Do it like that, call. And now we're gonna come down here and it says link to, right? We don't want it to open a pop-up. We want it to go to a website. Actually, we're going to choose call. So we're going to click on call, and then now we can just put the phone number. So this one, unlike up here, we had to put in some HTML, that little TEL colon. Here, it gives us the opportunity to just put in the phone number. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to say 949. I think I can just paste it, right? Nope. I had something else in there. I had a color, 949 612 7858. Okay, cool. So now that's going to be hyperlinked to that. So I'll save it, and we're making some really cool progress here. You can see I'm going to probably get rid of some margin here. Let's turn that to 0, get those buttons up there, and I'll save it. And I just like to check in to see what the build looks like as I go. This is starting to look really cool, right? This is a freaking awesome website. And you know, it's even more awesome. It looks handsome, so the human viewer sees it and goes, oh, this is a really cool site. That's great for the owner's ego and for visitors that are visiting. But what's really cool is that it's a working site, right? This is part of the active part of the smart websites that I build, because we're getting them to schedule a service on our schedule calendar, which we have yet to build, and we've got them calling us on the phone. So those are the only calls to action that they can do. Yeah, they can go to services once we build those out and see our About Us page, and they can contact us. We're going to have a smart form in here that's going to do all kinds of great stuff. And we're also going to have an AI-powered chatbot on here. So this is a machine. This is not your father's website. Now this is just kind of like design elements 101. I'm going to add another column in here. I'm going to make it a single column. And then here, I'm going to bring this in to like 50% or maybe like 75%, something like this. And then I'm going to give this a white background. This is going to look cool, watch. This is going to get a white background. I want to click on this. I want it centered. To center it, here's the trick that I got to do. You can see it says left. I'm going to click center, and it doesn't center. So it's because of these values here. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to click auto. And then for the right, I'm also going to click auto. And now you see that centers itself beautifully. So I'll make it about that size right there. And I don't have a problem with the white background. Let's see. I want to give this some rounded corners. So I'm going to do the same thing. I go full border. I'm going to choose a transparent border, and then I'm going to give this a border radius of about, let's try like 20. That's not bad. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, not so bad. I like that. And then in here, I'm going to put like a headline, and then I'm going to add probably a graphic. I'll add a graphic. So this is going to be an image for now, and I'm going to do that. Okay, so one of their bylines is "We top Orange County and Las Vegas." Let's see if we can get that all on one line. And I want to make sure that this gives us some padding. Let's get to the blue. Auto, let's give us some padding of just say 20 and 20 so that we don't run off the edge there. That's perfect. And now I want to get like a really cool looking image for here, maybe like 5 stars or something like that. So I'm just going to go to Canva, go to templates, and I'm going to look for icons, and I'll just say 5 stars. See what I can find here. 5 stars, and we've got all kinds of different cool 5 stars. I'll look for something that I like best. There's some gold stars with some dimensions, kind of cool. That is kind of neat looking. And you can see, you can choose any of these. A lot of them are free, but some of the better ones are pro. I happen to have a pro account, so I'm probably going to go with these 5 stars. Say share. I'm going to download it. I want to save it as a PNG file, and I'll click to download it. So for the image here, I've got an image of 5 stars. That's what we strive for the Google reviews, right? Always 5-star reviews, happy customers. I'm going to add my image to this folder here, and I'll select that, and that looks pretty cool. Here, I can select the image, and I'm going to reduce the size of the image just by doing something like this. I'll go 80%, and width also, well, it just formulates that. So maybe 80% is too much. Let's go to 90%, maybe 95%, because I do want to go across there. That's pretty cool. I'll save that. And then I'm going to, let's just see here. See how that looks. It's pretty cool. I'll probably give this a little bit less padding here. This says 1. I don't know what that's all about, but I'll do that. I'm going to take 15 here, reduce it slightly. Let's go to 0. Save. And let's take a look at our design. So it's looking very cool. I like that. So flippin' awesome start. I might get rid of some of this space because here's the fold. See how that cuts out? If I get rid of a little bit of space here, a little bit of space here, I can get all of that above the fold. That's what I'm after. I can also get rid of a little space here. So these are some of the design elements that I'm always looking to tweak, because on desktop, I want this experience to be perfect, and I want everything above the fold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click here, get rid of 10 pixels there, maybe even take this to 5, like that. 5. Save that. And then I'm going to get rid of a little bit of top here. Maybe I'll take that to 0, pop that up. That's a big savings. And then I can bring this up a little bit as well, ever so slightly. Let's choose this one. It says 15. Let's take that to 10. That should pretty much do it. So I'm going to save now. I can bring these buttons up just a little bit also. Let's try that. Or I'll do it here. Maybe turn this to 10. Bring those up. And yeah, I think that that's my solution. So let's save it. Come back here and let's do a refresh. Here's what it looks like now. Let's do a refresh and see how much of that comes up. Okay, it's an improvement. Can bring those buttons up a little bit more. Let's do that. Take this to 0. And then I can grab this one. That's already at 0. So maybe I get rid of some of this. I'm going to take this to 0. Pop that up even more. Pop this up even more. I'm going to make this like 5. Save. Just being efficient with space here, right? Let's come back here and refresh. That looks good. That's a real good, like pretty much above the fold. I like that. This is looking great. So I think what I want to do next is I want to show more space here at the bottom of this image. So I'm going to click this section because everything lives in this section. And I'm going to give this some way more padding. Okay, for the top, let's leave it at 10. But for the bottom, let's stretch this out. Let's go to like 80. That's not bad. If I go to 80, let's try even go to 100. Yeah, that might be better. Let's save that and then refresh it. Take a look at the change here. Yeah, see, that shows more of houses in Orange County. I like that. All right, now we're going to add another section here to the bottom. I'm trying to stoke my creative juices. I will add another full width section. And I want to kind of have like an about us type thing here. Okay, so I'm going to give this a background image. And I'll click here to find my folder. And I'm going to add another new tile image that I've got here. And I'll just double click that to define it. And now I'm going to give this full opacity. Let's give it a half fade. Maybe I'm going to give it a heavy fade. Yeah, I want it to be really subtle, okay? And now here I'm going to add a row, one column. I want to put a headline in here. And I'll paste that in here. And let's give this some padding. I think about 40 on both sides, 40, 40, maybe 60. 60 on both sides, that's better. And I want to make this the same font as here. So I'm going to select that. And I'm going to go to advanced and I'm going to type in the font. And there we go. And now I'm just going to go to general here and start playing with the font size. That's too bold. So I'm going to go to normal. That's pretty good. And now I'm going to start making this larger and larger and larger. Built to last, designed to impress. Okay, let's start backing this down. I'd like for it to go on 2 lines. There we go, 55, 56, 56. Let's keep going until it breaks. 58, 60. I'm going to let it go to 60. And then I can see it's just too much space in between. So here I'm going to go try like maybe 1.1. See how that looks. That's not bad. Let's try 1.0. That's 0. There's 1.0. That's pretty darn good right there. Okay. And I want to look at this background color. I want to make it white. And it's already heavy fade. Yeah, heavy fade. That works. I'm going to put a little bit of space above here. Push that down a bit like that. And that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to come in here. Whoops. I hit publish. So it's looking for a domain name, but I'm not ready to put it on a domain name yet. So I just click save. And then I'm going to come down here and I want to add a 2 column. And here I'm going to add an image. And then here I'm going to add a block of text. So this will be like paragraph text. And I'll just say paragraph. Okay. So for the image here, I'll click here to choose the new file. I want to make sure it goes into the right folder. And I'll select this. And I want to give this a little bit of rounded corners. So again, I'm going to go image radius. I don't want to do circle because look what happens. And I just choose round corners here to put a little soft edge on there. And I'm going to put this left because I don't want that to be center. There we go. And then I need some text here. So I also want to give some padding here for when I put the text in. I'll make it like 20 and 20. And then I'm going to pull my text for this site. He's got a nice little blurb here we can use right here. They've been in business over 20 years experience. This is pretty cool. And I'm going to elaborate on that as well. All right, so I got this blurb text. I'm just going to pop it in here. And then I'm going to make this content spacing left, kick that up there. And then I'm going to start tweaking the text. Come in here and there, select the text. I probably want this to be like 18 to 20. Let's try 18. And I want it left justified. And this looks pretty good. I want to give that some space. And this looks pretty darn good. See what happens if I go 19 on the text. I don't think it's going to blow it out too badly. Let's go back here and tell this to be centered instead of left. That'll kick that down a little bit. That makes this look a little bit better. Kind of like that. I might even go back to 18 on this because it does look a little unweighted. Let's just turn this back to 18. And look, now that lines up really nicely. I like that. I'm going to do what I did before and give this some bottom space here, some bottom padding. I'll just kind of drag it manually. Take a check out here. See, I think this goes to 50 at its most. That's not bad. Maybe I'll go to 60. Give it some space. When you think about roofing, you think about air, right? I might give it a little bit up here on the top as well. Let's like maybe take that to 40, give that some space. Okay, that's looking cool. Let's see, I know I can do some animations. I'll play with that later. I'm gonna do a little bit of box shadow here. That's kind of cool. So I give that a little bit of box shadow on that picture. Give it a little bit of depth. I'll save that. And now I'm gonna go in and add another section. Just a little blurb there. We'll go full wide. And let's give this a background color. And I think for this, I'm going to choose, I want it to be real dark. Let's go with like a black. Let's just go straight black. How about that? That's not bad. Maybe I'll make it let's see if I can get a different color. I'm going to do a custom color, go here, and I'm going to make it a little less black. Maybe I'd do it like a deep blue, like really dark navy blue kind of look. Like that. That might be a good one. I'll choose that. Isn't that cool how you can just use the chooser? I'm going to click add color. That's probably better. Let's go with a dark blue like that. And then I'm going to add a row. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a textural element here. So rather than redesign it, I'll just clone this again. And then I'm going to drag it down to here. Well, I guess I got to add the row first. I'll add the column. And now I'm going to drag that into this column. And I want to make this text probably this brown color again. So I think that is a nice design element. I believe that's bold. Choose here. Oh, it looks like it's not bold. It's regular. font. There we go. And let's see, what does my client want to say here? First of all, let me give this the same as I gave it here. Let's see what the padding is, 60 and 60. Okay, so I'm going to do the same here. I'll go 60 and 60. That's not bad. Okay, and then I'll give this the same 40 treatment. And I'm going to come up some cool text here. Let me add paragraph text here. Whatever is going to go in there is going to ultimately be white text. So I'll make that white. And I'm going to give it some space. So I'll go like this and push that down a little bit. And I'll save. All right, so I've got some text to add in here now. Premier Roofing Services in Newport Beach, California for commercial, residential, and HOA properties. And I've got text to pop into here, and I'll just paste that here. And we're going to make this, I think, let's take this up to the font of 20. That looks pretty good. And I'll leave that center justified. I like that. Save. That's really cool. And then I'm going to, I think I'll put in subheadline text here. I'm going to make that white and give it some space. Like this. Okay, and I'll just pop in this text here. Roofing you can rely on, quality, expertise, and support. I like that. I'll make that a little bit larger, I think. Maybe 30. That's pretty good. 28 works. I think I'll do this like that and save it. Okay, now I want to put 4 little blurbs in here. And each of these is going to have a background color like this. I'm going to create one, and I'm going to round the corners of it. Border color is going to be transparent. Border radius, we'll make it 10, I think. Maybe let's try 15. Oops, I'm adding an element, so I need to close this here. I want to take a look at this here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to add a, let's see, probably want to add an image here. I'll go image, and I'll choose an image. One of my client's images here. And let's just choose something like this. And I want to give that a round image as well. So image border, I'm just going to go rounded corners like that. And then I'm going to put in a headline. Let's put in a headline. And then I'm going to put in a subheadline. Actually, it'll be paragraph text. And then here, I'm going to grab some text. And I'm going to pop that in here. And let's reduce the size of that to probably like a 20. Let's try 20. I like that. But I'm going to give this column some air on the side here. Let's go, I'll just go 5. And then I'm going to do the same over here. Go 5. And you'll see how cool this turns out to work. And I want this text to be white. So come down here, choose color, white. And then this text needs to be white as well. And I need to paste in some supportive text here, which I've got written out already. And I'll pop that in here. And then let's increase the size of that supportive text. It's currently 14. Let's go to 16, maybe 17 or 18. I don't think 18 is too crazy. Let's give it a little bit of space on the top here, give it some breathing room from its parent title, like that. And then I'll probably do the same here. Give this a little space to breathe, like that. That's pretty cool. And then I'm going to give some top. So it's currently 10 and 10. Let's try going to 20 on the bottom. That looks a little bit better. I might go to 30. Let's try 25. Let's look at that. That's good. And I think I'll do the same here. I'll give this 10. Give that 15. So it looks pretty good. Licensed, insured, and certified professionals. So I'm just going to save this. And then I want 4 of these in total, right? So this is going to go all the way across. Let's see. I'm going to, instead of I'm going to go 0 and remove auto and go 0. Okay, that'll space that out. And I do want to just take a look at this to see what it looks like real quick. Yep, that looks cool. But I've got room for 4 more. So look at this is what is so cool about this process. Watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in here to this column, clone it, delete this one, come in here, clone it, and I'll just clone it one more time and then I'll delete the extras. I'm going to go here, clone it, and then I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to delete this one. So now you can see we've got like 4 columns here. I might even go 3 across. Let's delete this one. 3 across looks a little cooler. And then I'm going to, probably should have done this before I cloned it. Maybe I go 10 on each of these to give each of them a little bit more breathing space, right? So here I'm going to go 10. Oops, I don't want to do it there. Take that back to 5. I wanted to, let's see, 10, 10, 10, 10. This is going to be 5. Yep, 5 and 5. And then here's where I wanted to go 10, right here on the margins. I'll go 10 there, and then I'm going to go 10 here, and then I'm going to do the same for these. See, it's 5, 5, and then I'm going to go 10. Out here, I'm going to go 10. I just want to give it more room to breathe, right? And then I'm going to go here. I'll go 10. And here, I'll go 10. And that's going to look a lot better. So I'll save that. And now I'm going to grab for my second one, I'm going to have a different image here. So I'll come here and place a different image. And let's see another one of his images here. Let's go here. And this is going to be different headline. This is going to say premium materials and craftsmanship. And I'll put in the supporting body text. Pop that in here. Cool. Let's go left for here. Get that image up there. That looks great. And then I need one more. Let's see here. Go here, change the image to the preferred roofing. Choose something here. Pop that in here. And put the supporting body text. Put that in there. And I'm going to save. I'm going to give this section more space down here. Let's go to 60 like we did on these others. Give that some nice space there. And yeah, and then I might want to, there's more to say. So let's see here. Licensed, insured, certified, premium. Yeah, this is good. I like that. All right, so I've got a blurb of text here. I'm going to clone because I want to say more down here. Well, let's leave the clone there for right now because I need to create a new column, single column, add an element. It's going to be a headline. I'll just put that there. I'm going to grab my clone text, drag it down to here. Perfect. Delete that one that I added. And now I need some supported body copy here. Okay. So I'll grab this, highlight everything, pop in my supported body copy, and I'll make this a little bit larger. Let's see what we are right now. We are at, boom, what size is this? 19. Maybe we go to 22. I think that's okay. And I'll get rid of this spacing here. Pull that up a little bit tighter. I'm going to save it. And now I want another button here, I think, to have them call us. Because calling is probably superior to getting on a calendar, right? If you hop on a calendar, that's great. We can book you. And we can send out reminders, by the way. So if they book it for next week, 2 days before the appointment, I can send out an email reminder, part of this machine. And then a day before, I can send them another email and SMS text reminder. Hey, we're coming to give you an estimate on your home. Please be there. More importantly, that's great. But how about pick up the phone and call us? That's the ultimate call to action, because then our skilled salespeople can just sell them right then and there, right? So I'm going to clone this button here, and I'm going to drag it down. Whoops, I don't think I grabbed it. Grab it, get it going, and move it down to here. And then I'm going to give that some space, of course, to push it away from this text. And I think I want to make that button like bigger, make the text more pronounced. So let's go in here for the font size of 16. Let's like go 22. And since that's cloned, if you look at it, it's still going to call, the link is to call and that number. So we didn't have to rebuild that thing, okay? So that's really cool. And we've got nice spacing there. So now I will add another full width section. Moving on down here. I'll use another headline. So I'm going to come in here, add a row, one column, add a headline. I'm going to grab this. I'll just clone this, and I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to drag it down to here. I'll delete this one, and I'm going to modify this text, obviously. So let's see. We want to show off the services now. So let's go, we'll just say our expert roofing services. And I'm going to make this a little larger. Make that stand out. Maybe 65. I like that, 66. Save that. Perhaps give that a little bit of top air. Push it away a little bit there. I'll save that. And then I'm going to want some text about our services. So I'm going to clone this so I don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? Clone this. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There it is. But I'm going to need this to be in black text now. So turn white to black. There we go. And again, I'm going to go 60-60 on both sides of this. 60. I should probably just clone the sections. That would be smart, right? Instead of me doing this every single time, I can just come in here and I can like clone the section. Just like here. Actually, I did this different. If you look at this section, I put padding of 60, not margin. So I'm going to come back in here and click this. Get rid of that 60, put 0 and 0, and then I'm going to go 60 here on padding. That's the ticket. That's what we want to do, 60, 60 there. There we go. Okay, so we have our supportive text, and I need to write a blurb about their services, and their services, his original site has 3, commercial, property managed buildings, and high-end residential. So I am going to do this. I'm going to go here. I will add 3 columns, and I'm going to want to put in 3 images. So I'll just do an image, and then I'm going to have a headline, and then I'm going to have supporting text, should just be, we'll call it paragraph, and then I'm going to have a button, And that button is going to say read more, because we're ultimately going to take this little blurb here to a service specific page. So we'll add, there's 3 services here. We're going to also create 3 pages for this. So this is going to be really cool. I'll make this button, this is going to be a little bit different. It's almost like a blog button, right? So I'm going to want to put a full border on it. The border is going to be transparent like we did before. And now I want this to be like maybe 15, like that. That looks cool. And then on the text for that button, I want it to say learn more. I like that. And I probably want this to be in a different color instead of white. How about we go with the text color? Let's go black. And I think I'll make that bold if I can. So let's go normal, medium. Yeah, it's got to further than that. Let's go semi-bold. Yeah, semi-bold looks good. So learn more, and I don't need that to be 20. Let's try going to 18 for that. That looks better. And let's see here. What else can we do for this button? 15 is a little tall here, so let's go 10 and 10. Yeah, that looks more like a button that you'd expect to see. And then I'll give it a little bit of space from the text above it, like so. And then I think I'm going to give this an outline. So we'll come into here, we'll go to advanced, and we're going to say full border. And then why don't I make it that color? Why not, right? That looks cool. And then I'm going to put an image, my headline. Yep, that looks awesome. And then what I'm going to do before is I already know in advance that I want to give this, since I'm going to clone it, I want to give this some margin. So I'll do, just like I did before, 10 and 10. Click here, 10, click here, 10. And then when I clone this bad boy, I'll wait until I format my text before I do that actually. And then I'll clone it and we'll just have 3 of them that'll be identical to each other. Okay, we just popped in some fresh text here. And I think I'm going to turn that from 22 to 20. I think that looks better. And maybe I can even make it shorter. Additionally, we support property managed buildings, implemented HOA, the repair service aimed at extending roof life and ensuring resident satisfaction. Okay, I like that. So then we're going to go to the 3 types that they focus on. Okay, so I'm going to replace this image with this here. And this is high-end residential. And I'm going to reduce the size of this text. I like that. I like to keep it. There's 28. Let's go to 27, high-end residential. And I've got new text that I'm going to pop in here. This is just too wordy because we're going to have, remember, a high-end residential services specific page. That's where I'll get wordy and go into more detail. And so this one is going to just state what we do. And that is currently at 14. Probably want to take that to 16 or 18. Let's go to 18, see what she looks like. That's not bad. And I'll give it some space here at the top. Like that. And I might give this just a little bit of space too. And then I will leave this as it is and learn more. This is going to end up going to the high-end residential specific page. I like this. It's got an outline. So I'm going to save that. I like this. Now that I've got one that I like and it's all configured, I'm going to go here. I'm going to click to clone it. And then I'm going to do it again because we've got 3 of them. And then I'll delete these 2 like so. And this is nice spacing between these. So the next one is going to be commercial. And I'll grab the commercial copy for this. And I'll just paste in the commercial copy here. Awesome. And I'm going to need a commercial image as well. So I'll change this image. Choose this one here. That's for commercial. That's great. And then our third service is going to be for the HOA stuff. This is going to be for property managed buildings. So this is set up to be center. I'm going to go left. I'm going to do the same here. Probably should have done this before I cloned it. And this is also going to be left. And then I am going to artificially push this down, push these down to line up with this one. So I'll go to this one first since it's closest, and I'll just go like this. See that? So that was 50. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to take that to 50. And now these are the Learn More's are at least aligned. So are the images. And spatially, that's just better on the eye, right? So I'll save that. I'll need to change this image. Property managed buildings. Cool. And I'll save. And ultimately, these are going to link to the 3 specific pages. Okay, so we'll save it. Let's check out what this is looking like on the front end. I'll refresh this. This is looking really cool, right? We can add animations. We're going to change this thing beautifully. So this is looking like a really great website. I like it a lot. Super simple. Dare I say fun? All right, so we've got some social icons. We're talking all about the business. We say what we do. And then ultimately, we want to just give the consumer trust. Why should they go with this particular company over all the other companies they could possibly choose from? Well, we're going to differentiate ourselves. Okay, so for this, I want to give this a new background image. I like the way we go from no image but color, then white, and this one has an image, and now I'd like to throw some Spanish roofing tiles behind this section. So I'll go and I'm going to upload a new file. And I'm going to add this picture here. That's a nice background image. And I'm going to give this a heavy fade. We'll keep that white like that. I'm going to add a row. I think I'll make it 4 columns. Let's see. Yeah, we had 3 columns, 3 columns. Let's make it 4 columns. And we're just going to here be using some, I guess it's going to be an image. And then underneath that, we're going to have a title or a headline. So I'll just clone this one. In fact, you know what I can do? No, I'm going to build it differently. I'm going to clone this, and I'll bring it down here. And then I'm going to clone this, and I'll bring it down here. Come on down. Come on down. Bring it down here. And then I don't have to have a button, so I'm not going to do that. But this background, I think I'm going to make this same navy blue color. So I'm going to go background on this. I'm going to choose that dark blue, which means now this text needs to be white. White. Come on. White. And then this one needs to be white. There we go. And we need to give this some spacing. Not only, we're going to go 10 and 10 here. I think we can probably get along with 10 and 10 here as well. That's not so bad. But then we want to give it more space here. Maybe 40. Yeah, maybe even 40. And at the top, maybe 30. Let's go to 20. That's pretty good. All right, so we're going to save that. We're going to clone these because we're going to have 4 of these. Clone it 4 times, and then let's delete these. Okay, so we have 4 sections there. I'll just save that, and now I gotta kind of put in what this company does. Not uniquely, but does for its customers. Does free estimates, top quality work. Type in fully licensed. And one other important would be best warranties. There we go. So we got free estimates, top quality work, fully licensed, best warranties. And I'm going to get some little icons here, and I'll get those from Canva, pop those in, and then I think what I want to do here is to stay with the idea that we were doing before, is to round these off. So let's go to border radius. Let's go 10. How does that look? Yep, we'll go 10. And then I should have done this before I cloned it, but that's okay. I'll do each one of these individually. So border radius 10. Advanced full border. Border color. Border radius 10. And I gotta do it to the last one. Boom. Advanced full border. Transparent, so there is no border, and now I can go border radius 10. Okay, and I'm going to save that. Okay, so I just popped in these icons that I located and filled these all out. So now we're showing our services here. We want to differentiate ourselves. I see I'm going to need a headline up here as well. So we're going to say something like, why choose our company? I'll go like this. I'll put in the headline here. Actually, I'll put in a headline, but I'm going to copy something like this. I'll duplicate it rather, clone it as we say in the high level world, and I'll put it in there, delete that one, and I'm going to say, why choose preferred roofing? And then I'm going to come here and watch. When I click this little arrow, I can pop that up there without having to drag it. Say, why choose preferred roofing? I like that. And I'll click save. And then down here, I'm going to add a 1 column, and I want to put in some text there. And this is going to be, why in the heck would you choose us? And we'll give a little blurb about these aforementioned services. And I'm going to pop in my blurb of text here. I like this. I'm going to make this to 20. I like this. I'm going to give it more space here. Maybe I'll make it a little heavier if I can. That's normal. I'll go medium. Let's see if I can go semi-bold. Semi-bold. I think I like medium better. I'll go back to medium. I'm going to save that. And then why choose preferred roofing? Maybe I want to do this instead. Experience the difference with preferred roofing. I like that. Okay, I'm going to save that. And now, this is pretty cool. Now I probably need another button. I want another call to action button here. So actually, I don't need to do it. I've got it. I'm going to clone it. Come back up. I like this button here. I'm going to clone that button. And I'm going to drag it down. All the way down, 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 down to here. I'm going to save it. And I might turn these buttons into this color red, but I'll deal with that later. I want to get this all mapped out, planned out. And now I want to do an FAQ section. So I'm going to go full width, and I'm going to, I don't think I really have to have an image in the background here. I'm just going to go straight into one column, and then I'm going to duplicate that column because I want another column below it. And this one here is going to be frequently asked questions. So I'll just clone this here. And I'll drag this down to here. And this is going to be frequently asked questions. And then I'm going to add an element here, and these are going to be FAQs. And we have a section for that, which is really cool. Let's do what I did before. We're going to give this 60, and we're going to give this 60. There we go. And now we're just going to start going through our FAQs. And I'm going to make this 0, push that up there, and let's go to our questions. Okay, so my first question is here. I'm going to click on that, and I'll put the title here. And it's going to be, what should I look for in a roofing contractor? I want this text to be, here we go, color options, font text color. I want that to be black, and I think this looks okay. I want this to be bold. I'm going to bold that. And then I don't need a picture. So I'm going to leave the picture out of it. Show image, I'm going to turn that off. Okay. And then for my text size, I'm going to want to increase the size of the text. Here's font options. Title font is going to be 20. I might make that like 22. Okay, so I've got this text at 22. The container font, actually this is content font, it's container font. I'm going to make that 18. So that looks pretty good. Maybe I'll go to 20. What should I be looking for a roofing contractor? So I'm just going to copy and paste all these FAQs in here real quick. Okay, so another really cool feature here is when I go to this list item 1, I can go to advanced. And under color options, I can show the title text color when it's open versus when it's closed. So this is what that looks like. If we go here and close the text, it's black. Then we open it and it's red. Kind of a cool experience. So I'm going to configure that for all the rest of these as well. Okay, so I'm just going to add a new section. And what's really cool is I want to put a gallery in here. And I have built galleries for other local businesses, and I can save that gallery and then use it as a template in the future, which is exactly what I'm going to do now. So I'll just show you. I'm going to go to section templates here, and all the templates that I've built across all the websites and funnels that I've built, I have saved certain parts of them, and one is a gallery. I'm just going to drag this in here and put that in there. and you'll see that we've got a really cool photo gallery. All I need to do is change the text and the images here, and I've got just a great gallery for my client. So I'm going to go ahead here and change this text to preferred roofing gallery, and then I need to apply that text to it, right? So I'm going to come in here and add the custom field, custom class name. And I'll hit enter, and you can see that applies that right away. I'll come back to general, and I'm going to increase the size of that. And I'm going to unbolden it too, because I can see it. Oops, not letter spacing, but there it is. Font weight. I'm going to go to medium. I think I have everything else set to medium there. Frequently asked questions. Yeah, looks about the same. Preferred roofing gallery, and then I'm going to say nothing here. I'm going to get rid of that, and then I'll just get rid of some bottom padding there. I'm going to take it to 0, take this to, I don't know, 5. I want that gallery to sit right above, like, it's 0, but I'll just add a little bit there. Hit save. And I think I want to put a little bit of color behind this section to differentiate it from this one. So let's go to the background color and kind of do something like, I don't know if I like that. Maybe something like that. Or I could pull a light gray, very, very light gray. I think I might do that. I don't like this blue because it introduces an entirely new color. So I'm going to go add a custom one, and I'm going to click here, and I'm just going to kind of choose a light gray, just to give that a little bit of background, okay? And I'll click add color, and there we go. It added it there. And now it's going to, let this next white piece be a little bit better. And then I might put a little edge to this so we get some white space behind there. And I save it. There's a little bit of white space there. I just think that that might be, maybe I need even more. Let's save this and take a look at it. I'll just refresh the page. And I made some changes to some button colors here. I wanted to bring in the red for his site here, so I did that, changed some buttons. But this is looking super professional. And there you go with the gray background. I like that. And then see, we just add a little bit of air here. And then these images are just going to be, static because they're large enough. You don't really have to look at anything else there. You don't have to expand them for any reason. So I'll just come in here one by one and choose these. Do the same thing here. Just go through and add all these images. And there we go. So we got those images updated. I'm going to click on save. And that's pretty darn good there. I'll give this some space on the section. I need to add, let's go like 40 down there to the bottom. And that is going to be our gallery. Okay, now I'm going to show the service areas of our client. So I'll click here. I'm going to go full width. Actually, let's see if I can just borrow something here. No, I'll just go ahead and build it. So I go full width, and I already know that I'm going 60 on both of these sides, right? We've seen that throughout this process. I'm going to put 0 on the gallery because I want that gallery to go all the way to the end there. Okay. And then on this here, I'm going to have a background image. Okay, so I'm going to come through here for the background image and add an image. And this is going to be a map background. It's a really cool way to present a locations page. So that's the map. And I'm going to do a heavy fade, but I want it to be dark. So I'm going to choose a dark color, maybe even black. And maybe I go from heavy fade to half fade. Yeah, I think that's good. And then I'm going to add a 2-column row. And I'm not going to have this go 100%. I'm going to have it go probably like 80 some percent, like that. And then on this side, I'm going to have this be a white background. Whoops. I can hit this arrow right here to undo. I actually put in 3 columns. No, it says 2 columns. There's 2 columns. And this column, oh, I cloned it. Duh. I'm going to click to settings of it, and now I can do the background color white, and I'm going to give it like 10 pixels air on that side and on this side. Go here, go 10, and then let's see. I want to round the edges, so I'm going to go to advanced, and I'm going to say border, full border. I'm going to tell it border color is transparent, and I think I'll probably go like 20. 20 is a little bit much, maybe 15. I think that looks pretty good. And this is going to be our service areas. So I'll just go headline, and I'm going to call this service areas. And again, I need to apply the CSS to get that to be in the proper font, or I can just go like this to make it even easier. I'll just clone this, and I'll drag this down to here. I'll delete this one, and I'm going to call this service areas. Okay, and then below that, I'm going to put just like subheadline, and this will be the towns. So I'll put the first one is going to be Newport Beach. Let's go Newport Beach. And I'll put in CA because that's good for SEO. And on this one, I'm going to put an icon. And this is going to be like the pin that you would draw up, right? Location pin. And the text color, I'm going to have remain black. And the icon color, I'm going to make that red. And I want this to be probably like maybe 18. And I'm going to bold it like that. And I'm going to left align it. And then I'm going to give this some internal spacing. Like I'll go like this. I'm going to give that, let's try 10. Maybe 20. Let's try 40. That's a little bit better. Okay, so that's Newport Beach. And then I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to need to give it probably like, I don't know, maybe 5 pixels beneath it. And I'm doing that because I'm going to now clone it. And I want to put in the next city. And the other city that services here is Huntington Beach. Got a killer annual air show that they're practicing for right now, which is always awesome. And I'm going to save that, clone it. I'll say Costa Mesa. Clone it. I'm going to say Irvine. I'm going to say Newport Coast. Laguna Beach, that's where my son lives. Cool beach cities. I'm going to put in, let's see, what are some other cities here? Laguna Beach, Mission Viejo. Laguna Hills. Come on, Laguna Hills. We'll say Aliso Viejo. And probably good into Anaheim. And I would say that's probably maybe into Tustin. And my client can change this as necessary. So there we go. And I'm gonna select this and give it some space at the bottom because I can see this is just really tight here. So I'll come down at the bottom and I'll give it, maybe let's try 40. That's not bad. Okay, so those are our service areas. And then here, I want to put the maps of our locations. Okay, so here is going to be a map. And we can put that in there. And when we click on this, we can open the search box and just put in the client's address, which is really, really nifty. So the first address I'll put in here. There's the address. And I'm going to say yes, save. And then I want that to go to the top. So I'm going to click on left here on the column. And then I'm going to clone this. And I'm going to give it a little bit of space. Oh, they don't like us to have spaces here between maps. Let's see if that's an advanced feature. No. So maps don't let me do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is in between these two maps, I'm going to put this, and I think there's a divider. Yeah, there's a divider. So I'll just put a little divider to kind of open that up, and then I'm going to put their other location. And that is in Henderson, Nevada. So they're in Newport and Vegas. And I'll open the search box. I'll put that in there, select it, say yes, save, and there's our other location. So I'm going to take some of these out and say Henderson, Nevada. Of course, that's going to include Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's go Bullhead City. Nevada. I'll move these up, Tustin, put this up with the Californias and do the same with Anaheim. There. So now we have all of California's, and then we've got some Nevadas. And then I'll save that. Let's give this, I don't know, 60. And then let's do it at the bottom as well. 60 all the way around. 60, 60, 60 all the way around. This isn't very centered. Let's just see what happens when I push that away. Okay, it's fairly centered. I don't know. Let's check this out. See if we can center this any better. Oh, I see. One says 0, one says auto. So let's choose auto here. There we go. It just kicked everything over. All right, that's awesome. And then maybe I want a little bit more space here. So I'll go maybe 15. Oh, that's not the one. Leave that alone. I want to choose, yeah, this one here. There we go. Give that a little bit more space. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we've got our Newport Beach address. We've got our Nevada address. We've got service areas. I'm going to save that. And I am stoking on this. I like it a lot. Let's just get a fresh eyeball on it. Scroll down here. I am going to add some cool animations when I'm all done. But this is looking awesome. Service areas. And now the last thing I want to do is I want to give some opportunities for appointments. So I'm going to have another little blurb here. You know what I'll do? Let's see if there's one I can clone that I like. maybe I'll clone this. Let's just see how this works. I'm going to clone this, and then I'm going to just keep pushing it down. See these little arrows? Push it down. Go to the next one. Push it down. Go to the next one. Push it real good. Okay, I'm going to click there. I want to push it down again, and I'm going to alter it obviously, but let's push it down. There we go. So we got that. So now I'm going to get rid of this. I don't need it. And I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to get rid of this. And this is looking good. And then I need those two buttons that I had up at the top. I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to clone this bad boy. So let's just come down here, and I'm going to put that there. All right, so there's my two boxes, and I'm going to reword this because this is going to be still schedule a service. I think I want to schedule an appointment. I said service, but it makes more sense to say schedule an appointment, right? And I'll just give this some more space because it's kind of whacked it out there. Let's do it like that. And now I'm going to give this back to 0 to get that up there. And I'm going to put this down to 0 to get that down there. So this is making more spatial sense. I like that. And then I need to change this to, whoops, I just dropped my phone. I need to change this text to something a little bit more inviting. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get started. Not bad. Okay, I'll save that. And then I just want to invite them to schedule an appointment or to call. So I'm going to just create some quick text here to add in here. Maybe I'll bring this in a little bit. I don't like just like 3 words there. So here's how I can solve this. I can like 60 there, and then I'll go 60 here, and it kind of falsely pushes that over. Man, we'll go 80. Let's try 80. Nothing is cast in stone. Okay, that's better because now we've got more words there. I like that. That's much better. Okay, so what are you waiting for? Let's get started. I like that. And then we're going to add another section, and this is going to be our universal footer. So we're going to have a universal header on this across all pages, and then we're also going to have a universal footer. Sometimes I build the headers and the footers first. I did build that header first. It was a very custom header, but now I'm going to build the custom footer, and I think I'll just do this with a black background like this. And I'm going to add 3 columns, and in the middle I'm going to put our logo. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go up here and clone this bad boy, and then I'm going to drag it all. Whoops. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? I'm going to go back. I dropped it in a funky area. I'm going to grab it, hold on to it, and now I got to scroll all the way down. Okay, so I want to put that right here. Okay, I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. That's good. And then I'm going to come to here. I'm going to say headline, and this is by default, it's going to be Montserrat. So I'm going to call this service areas. This is good for SEO. So it's going to say service areas, and it's a little redundant on the page, but that's okay because it'll give the Google algorithm something to put its teeth into. And right now it's 32. I'm going to say that should be something like 20, maybe 22. And I think I want to put this in all caps. There's usually a text transform, uppercase. Whoops. Yeah, uppercase. There we go. Okay, so, oops, I misspelled service. So let's go service areas. That's good. And then I'm going to clone this because over here, I'm going to have a little contact option. So I'll say contact us. Okay, this is good. And then I'm going to put in, let's call this subheadline text because this is going to be their address. Actually going to have two addresses. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pause this video while I do this mundane exercise. So when I come back, you'll see all these cities in here and properly conditioned in the white text. Okay, so I've changed the color of this text and I put in the first location, Newport Beach, and now I need to put in the second location, which is their Henderson, Nevada location. And I'll paste that in there. And I'll give this a little bit of, let's see here, like that. I need to give this R60 treatment, excuse me. There we go. And I'm going to give this more space so we get that all on one line. And then what we're going to do, oh, I'm sorry, these go over here. Contact us, going to come down here. This contact us is going to come down here. My bad. Come on, down below it. I want to put above this one. And then I can squeeze that back a little bit. Give this more room. I want that all on one line there. That looks good. And then we're going to copy this phone number. I'm going to clone this. And I'm going to drag it all the way down to here. I like that. This is going to have to be that same color. Let's go to the color. Match the service area's color. I got to make this left so it pops this all up. And this too, left. Pop that up there. Go like this, make that a little bit larger. And then this here, we want to center this. And I might make it a little smaller. I just leave it like that. What the heck? And then I think this will jump out a little bit more if I make it white. So let's go to color white. It's obviously bold. Oh, why is it not changing colors? Oh, there's link text to it. Remember, we linked it. So we want to do the icon white also. There we go. And then we're gonna show our social media, and that'll be like this. We'll just, oh, you know what? Again, I don't need to reinvent the wheel and keep doing this both times. Oh, I don't have email up here. Well, I don't want them to email from the top. I only want them emailing us if it's kind of like a last ditch effort, because email just means I'm not ready yet. I've got questions. I'd rather them pick up the phone. So I'm just going to say for the email address here. Okay, we're going to pop in the email address. Whoops, that's not what we want. There's the email address. And I need to put an icon on there. Click to select the icon. We'll say email. And I'd like to get something that looks like email. Icon color is not showing up. We'll make it white. And then we're going to increase the size of all of this. We're going to go link color, make white also. And then let's increase the font size here to the extent we can without it going whack on us. That's pretty good. Give this one a little bit of space, like so. And then what I'd like to do, let's go ahead and save this. I'm going to go stay connected with us. I'm going to clone this. and I'm going to drag it down to here, and I'll give it a little bit of space like this. Save. Remember, I always save a lot. And then I'm going to grab my social icons and clone them. See, right there. And I'm going to get it off of the top row and drag it all the way down to the bottom and put her right chair. And then the last thing I want to do is add a field, another section down here, and it's going to be full width, and it's going to have a background color. I think maybe we go with this because that's pretty prevalent throughout our site. What happened here? Oh, I want to kill this clone. Let me go back here. Yeah, 2/3 rows. So this one here, I'm going to delete. Delete. There we go. I got that back. Scroll all the way down here. We're going to add a row. It's going to be a single column, and this is just going to be text. So I'm just going to put in paragraph. This is going to be, I'll just leave it white, black. This is going to say copyright, and then option G, I believe it is. Yep. 2024, and this is going to be the name of the company. I'll put a pipe, which is a shifted slant key, and I'm going to say privacy policy space, another pipe, and I'm going to say, actually, Newport Beach, I'm going to say all rights reserved, so nobody can, legally copy my production here. And then I like to do this too. I go like designed by Sticky Brain. And then for Sticky Brain, I link to HTTPS stickybrain.com. Open in a new window if that's ever clicked. It never really gets clicked. And then I'm going to make that black. So there we got our footer, and now I just want to make this like really tiny because there's no need for padding here. So let's go 0 here, 0 here. That's a nice tiny little thing. We'll link a privacy policy to it ultimately, and let's go like this. Space pipe designed by Sticky Brain. Might even give a little bit more here. 2 spaces. There we go. So that is our homepage. Let's save this bad boy. Let's do a full refresh at the top of the site here. I am going to add some animations to give it some visual coolness, but here's what we got. We did a full refresh. We've got a pin. It's in Newport Beach, California. Stay connected. We got our social media properties. We're going to connect all these links to these pages and these actions. The only one that's really live right now is the call, right? The ability to call. WeTop, Orange County, and Las Vegas. That's from his website, so I like that. Here's blurb about his company. This is great. And this is all looking super awesome. This is going to be very impressive. I can fix these learn more buttons. I can see that they're a little bit off. I can actually bring these up. So that's going to be simple. This looks really cool. And yeah, look at our preferred roofing gallery. Looks awesome. Service areas. So what are you waiting for? And there's our footer. I love it. Next. So now we're going to get into these 3 service pages, and then we're going to have an About Us page, a Contact Us page, and that's going to do it. So total, this is going to be home, 3 services, so that's 4, 5, 6-page website. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to create these service pages. So if you see his services here, we have high-end residential, we have commercial, and we have property managed buildings. So I want to move these learn more buttons up before I move on. So I'm just going to come back into our design here, and I'm going to go here, and let's just, visually they look correct. I'm going to check this one and to see the spacing, it's 20 and 10. And I'll click this one and it's 50 and 10. So let's just go, let's turn this 50 into 20. And then we'll turn this 50, because I can tell it's the same, into 20. And then let's just save it. And once that's done saving here, let's just refresh this and see if that solved it. I'm expecting that these learn more buttons are going to come up here and everything will be nice and clean. Yeah, there we go. See that? So now it's nice and visually appealing. Okay, so now on to our 3 services pages. We're going to, like I said, we're going to create a high-end commercial. High-end residential, a commercial, and a property managed buildings. So we'll come into here and we're going to go back. And you see our home page is now complete. I'm going to add a new page. And this is going to be called High-end Residential Roofing. Okay, and I'll create the page. And I'm going to say use from existing. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the existing home page because I can pilfer from the header and I can pilfer from the footer as well. And so what I'm going to do before I do that, though, you know what? I wanted to come back and I wanted to make some pieces universal, meaning if I changed them anywhere on the site, they would update everywhere on the site. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to save this as the universal top header, okay? And I'm going to keep that as a global section, which means anytime I change it here, it's going to change it in every instance on every page, wherever else it is. So I'm going to save the universal top header. Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to save this bad boy. I'm going to save this, and this is going to be the universal logo header. And anytime I change that, I want that to be global as well. And then this is going to be our universal nav menu right here, this section right here. This is going to be universal nav. I'll just do that and I'll make that a global section. And I'm pretty sure that does not include, yeah, it doesn't include that. It's just right there, universal nav. You can see I named it. Okay, so we got these 3 universal sections for headers. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to make this a universal footer. Whether I use it or not, I'm going to call it the universal, put an I instead of an O, universal large footer. I'm going to add that to a global section, save. And then this is going to be my, this is a section actually, but I got rid of all the padding, so it's hard to see. So I'm going to come down here, go to page, go to the very last section. See, now I've highlighted it. And now I can come here and I can say save section. And I'm going to call this the universal bottom footer. There's a term for it, but I'm spacing right now. It's been a long day. Global sections, save. Okay, so we have all those global sections right now. Saving this. And now when I go back, oh, it says unsaved changes, so I gotta wait for that to save. Now I'm gonna click back. And I'm going to go here, I'm gonna use existing page. So I'm just gonna click here and I'm gonna choose, I want preferred roofing, I want the home page, all right? So I'm gonna import that for my high-end residential roofing build, but I'm gonna end up deleting the guts. I'm gonna gut this thing. So a lot of the elements will be used, but then a lot of it's just going to be gutted. And you'll see what I mean here. It's building the page. So I'll give it just some time here. Okay, so that page is loaded. Like I said, I'm going to gut most of this. But what I'm going to do when I click on edit here, I'm going to keep this top section. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to gut this right here because this is home page specific. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this. Get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff. I don't need the FAQs here anymore. I don't need this gallery here anymore. Let's see here. I don't really need to keep this for service area. Actually, I do. I want to keep this service area. I want to keep everything here, but I don't need the roofing gal. I don't need this here. So I'm going to build on top of all of this. I think that's my goal. So all I need to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add a section. See, it's tough to add a section because I put all those 0 paddings in. So I'll come here to layers, go to the page. That's my universal top header. Remember, I named it. And then I have the universal logo header, which is this section. And then I got the universal nav. And then I've got the next section, this section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a section. I'll go here and I'll click add a section and I'm going to go full width. Let's see where it put that in. It put it in there. So I'm going to move that up and that's where I want it. Okay. So this is going to be a page for our high-end residential. Okay. So we're going to call it, I'm just going to call it residential. I'll call it high-end residential roofing. Why not? So let's first of all find a background image for this. And I'll click here for media, open up the folder. And I think that this shows like really radical residential roofing, okay? So I'm going to, we don't have to use full parallax, by the way. We'll change some of those. That's when you scroll, the image kind of moves funkily, if that's a word. I'm going to go ahead, and I think what I want to do here is I want to darken this. So let's make this dark, and we'll go half fade. Let's try heavy fade. Heavy fade looks pretty good. I like that. So then we're going to add a row. We're going to go here, add an element. I'm going to say headline, and I'm going to say high-end residential roofing. So this kind of looks like, especially in this marketplace in Orange County, Newport Beach, the surrounding areas, people got some dough, and you want them to know, look, we do high-end stuff. We can put a roof on a shed, but we can also put a roof on your mansion. So let's put that in the font that I love, this Turbinado. We do that by just adding that to our custom class. There we are. We're going to come back to general, and we're going to, that's centered, 32. Let's make that bigger. Try 68, not too bad. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's try a medium. That looks pretty good. High-end residential roofing, medium. See if we go down one notch. Normal. Not a whole lot of difference between. Okay, so we'll just leave it as it is. High-end residential roofing. I might turn this to 70. Yeah, a little bit bigger. Let's do that. And then I'm going to give this a bunch of padding. Or actually, I'll give this a bunch of padding because I want to show some of this roofing, right? So I'm going to come in here. Let's go 80 on the top, and let's go 80 on the bottom. So that's kind of cool. See how it shows its parallax? And if I want to turn parallax off, by the way, for this background image, watch what happens. I'm going to go just show that image full center, and now it's going to scroll all to itself. I can also go fill 100% width, but because this is a funky sized image, I kind of like the parallax because see how big it makes it go? And I think that this is interesting that as you scroll, you see roofing and window and beyond that. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at full center parallax. I kind of like that design. Okay, so this is pretty acceptable here. So now I'm going to add a new section. This is going to be, actually, let me explain what I want to say. This is going to be my heading for all three services. So this is going to be high-end residential roofing. The next one is going to be commercial roofing, and then the other one will be property managed building roofing kind of thing, right? So I'm going to keep this. I'm going to save this as a services header. Whoops, services. I'm going to call this hero header. That's kind of what it is. I'm just going to call this a template because it's not going to be global. Meaning, I'm going to save it as a template. If it was global and I saved it that way, if I used it on the commercial page and I updated it, it's going to update it on the high-end residential roofing page, and that's not what I want. So just a template. All right. Now I'm going to add another full width section, and then I'm going to add a 2-column row, and I'm going to make these columns kind of, I'm going to do it like this actually. One of them is going to be wider than the other. And on this one, I'm going to leave this white. I'm going to have like a headline. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to paste my desired text. And of course, I want this to be that Turbinado font. So I'm going to go to Advanced, come to Custom Class. I'll type in Turbinado and hit Return, and boom, there we go. And of course, I'm going to change the size of this. So I'll come back to General, and I'm going to make this like, I think it's like what, like a 70? No, 70 is too big. I'll do it like a 58. And I want to reduce the weight of this. So I'm just going to try going medium. Let's try normal. Let's go normal. It's probably set for bold. Unbold that. And now that looks great. So let me explain what I'm trying to achieve here. I actually want to put in a paragraph of text, but I want an image to be left aligned right here. And there's no current way to do this with Go High Level. And so what I've done is I've resorted to going to online HTML editor.dev, and I've got this text here that I have formatted, and I want to put an image in. I'll show you specifically what I mean. I'm going to upload an image from the computer. I have it set right here, and I want this to be much smaller. I'll reduce the size of that, and I want it to be left aligned like this. I'm going to make this much smaller, kind of like this. Okay, so that gives me the HTML code that I'm looking for. So I'm going to click Edit HTML Source Code. I'm just going to copy all of this. And when I do, I'll come back into my builder here. Let me delete this. And I'm going to put in what is called an HTML. Oops, I think it's called code. Yep, it's called code. I'm going to put this custom HTML JavaScript element in here. And then I'm going to come over here and click Open Code Editor. And I'm just going to paste my copied HTML right into here. Boom. I'm going to click Save. And now that is in there. So I'll save the page here. And now watch what this looks like. I have put this in as a request with Go High Level because they're not allowed to do it organically. But see, this is a left align image. You can do this in WordPress, but with the Go High Level builder, website builder, not yet. But it's coming because we're griping for it, okay? And then I want an opt-in form over here. I've already created a form on this account for this particular client. If I go over here to Forms, Form Builder, you'll see I created a form. And rather than waste the time to go show you that form, I'm just going to go ahead and pop it into here. So I'll come here, add an element. It's going to be a form. Select that, and then secure your form. And this is going to be let's see. And this is going to be the contact us form. So put that in there. It's got nice rounded corners already. So that's exactly what I wanted there. I'm going to save, and then I will click the eyeball to preview this. And this is exactly what I want this page to look like. I might shorten some of this text just to make this visually more balanced, or I'll add perhaps some photos down here to do that. But that's exactly what I'm looking for. So that is the high-end residential roofing page. I'm going to come through. I'm just going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to come back to this page. I'm just going to clone it. I'm going to clone this page, and then I'm going to change this to commercial roofing, and I'll change this to commercial roofing in Orange County, California. I will change the code. I shouldn't say the code. I'm going to change the copy and the image in my custom HTML JavaScript, and then I'll do the exact same thing for the managed property roofing. So rather than just triplicate that which I've already done, I'm just going to go ahead, fast forward this, and show you that I've already done that for commercial roofing and the managed properties roofing. So these two here are simply a clone that have been modified to the residential roofing that I just made. Okay, then what I've done is I had to deliver this. Full transparency, I had to deliver this quickly to my client because I had a meeting and I hadn't yet fully completed it. And so I went ahead and created the About Us page, the Contact Us page, and the Book Us page without recording it. But the rest of this is really simple. We've done all the hard parts, the home page, and then the 3 services pages. So I'll just show you how I built out the About Us page. It's the same exact header. It's the same exact hero section. However, I changed it to About Us. I put a parallax background image there, headline, supporting copy. This is actually 2 columns because I was able to just build this organically, right? So 2 columns, and then I cloned it and swapped these out, image over here, copy over here, and then I cloned this one again and just moved it to here. I still have to update these images. You can see they're redundant. And then I cloned this one, moved it to here, and then yet one more, I cloned this one and moved it to here. So that's all it took for me to build the About Us page. Super, super simple. Then I came back here. I did the Contact Us page. I'll show you that. Again, exact same process for all the other pages. Here I put the form. Here I just put a background and gave it some edging, some rounded corners. Put in some text elements, social media element. That was the extent of the Contact Us page. And then for the calendar page, I built a calendar. I'll show you the calendar here. I went into calendars, calendar settings, and this is book your roof inspection here. So I'll just click to edit that. I created a new calendar. I put in my client's availability, which I still need to confirm with them, these hours and whether they have available weekends. And then I just saved it. So it's called Book Your Roof Inspection. So then back in my site builder, I just cloned one of these pages, clicked edit. You'll see it's exactly the same as all the other pages. I clicked Book Us with the same background image. I put in a headline, supporting copy, and then boom, here I just chose the calendar, Book Your Roof Inspection. It populated it here. Now, what's really cool about this and what makes this so powerful are these services that we attach this animal up to, which are automations, right? So what I have now is this automation for Preferred Roofing. When somebody comes in and books an appointment, we have a trigger. So the trigger is appointment status is an appointment, the event type is normal, the appointment status has been confirmed, and which calendar. We just defined that it's the Book Your Roof Inspection calendar. So anytime that happens, we're going to internally notify the users. And here we say you just got another booked appointment. We use these tags, custom values, to tell them the customer contact first name and the appointment information. And that's all here within these custom values. You just click on, let's say, this appointment has confirmed for appointment start date. You just come in here, you come into appointment, click appointment start date time. So you just click on that, and here you get start date, start time, appointment time zone. And this is an internal notification that's going to go to the admin. Then we have a confirmation email. We're going to send this out to the client. Hi, contact first name right here. Whoops, not contact full name like I just put in, but it's going to be hi, contact first name. And then it's going to show their appointment confirmation. Let us know if you have any questions in the meantime. And then 24 hours before, we have this wait period. 24 hours before the appointment, we're going to tell them 1 day in advance a reminder. We send out a 24-hour reminder email. It says, your meeting is in 24 hours. Hi, first name, just a reminder that our appointment is in 24 hours. And that gives them that reminder. And then 1 hour before, we do the same thing, 1 hour before. And we send them out an email, hey, your appointment is in 1 hour. And then we also send out 1 hour before an SMS text message so that we're sure that they get that. Now, you can go into 5 minutes before or not. I'm going to actually delete this because I think that this is, way too much hand-holding. So to delete this and everything, instead of deleting action, which would just delete this, I'm going to click on delete all actions from here. And you'll see now that goes away. And I'll click save. So that's the appointment confirmation plus reminder automation. And then as soon as they fill out a contact form or the chat workflow, we'll define that with a trigger. They either submitted a form or they replied via chat widget. We're going to immediately tag them and say that they use the contact form. You just create these on the fly, blah, 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 blah. You say add new tag, and it'll add that tag. So I created use contact form or chat widget. We tag them, and then we're going to send them an email. And it's going to say, hi, first name, thank you for contacting Preferred Roofing. We're excited to help you with your roofing needs. Whether you're looking for a repair, replacement, or inspection, our experienced team is here to help. And then we say call to action. Call us or schedule an appointment here. And then we wait 1 hour and we'll hit them up with another email. And if they respond to any of these or they book an appointment, what we'll do here is we're going to go back to workflows. I'm not going to save any changes that I made. But in this automation for the appointment confirmation, as soon as they take this appointment action, we want to be sure that after we're notified and they get that confirmation email, we want to make sure they don't receive any of those nurturing emails. We're going to say remove from workflow. And we're just going to say all workflows. So now we could define that particular workflow, but since there's only one other, I'm going to say remove from workflow, and it's going to be removed from all workflows. So now they'll be treated as a customer or a warm lead because they've applied for an appointment. And so we don't want to talk to them anymore as if they're just never took an action. So this here is going to send out nurturing emails. Hey, why not call us? Why not book an appointment? They've done so. So now we want to get them out of that. So that in a nutshell is the machine that I'm building right now for roofers and all kinds of tradespeople. But I really love roofers because they're just hardworking, great people, and they respond well to my services, and I provide a ton of value for them. So this is the machine. It's a website. It's a contact form. It's a chat widget. It's multiple automated nurturing sequences. It's a booking calendar as well. It's confirmation of those bookings. So my client can come in here and add to these workflows, add emails, add nurturing processes, and it's a game changer. Plus, when people do opt in, those notifications go to their phone and they can respond immediately from their phone with the Lead Connector app. So This is an operating system for businesses. It is not your father's website. That old business card that you just put out there in the internet ether and expected people to find and expected people to respond to. No, this is a machine. Oh, and by the way, this is also connected to users' Google business properties, and there are workflows here to contact all of these people that do business with them in order to urge them and remind them, and it works like magic, to leave this client 5-star Google reviews. So in addition to everything that it already does for you and your client, it builds their online reputation, which Google loves because it sends these algorithmic signals that they're looking for. AI on this platform responds to those positive reviews, by the way. You don't have to do it. You just click a single button, and now really brilliant reviews, relevant reviews get replied to. And when you start tickling the Google algorithm, the Goog responds. And you know how it does it? It increases your website ranking. It increases your overall visibility. Your reputation is improved, and people get to know, like, and trust you way quicker than if you were going to charge somebody $2 to $3 grand a month for general SEO work, which takes 6 to 12 months to work. Let's face it, this is working now. So jump on this bandwagon. If you're not already building your websites with Go High Level, you should start right away. Hit me up, leave a comment, ask me questions here, subscribe for more videos. And if you join High Level with my affiliate link, I'll give you this whole workflow. I'll give you the website. I'll give you everything, and you can use it to start your own digital marketing agency. I will also help you for free. I will put you through boot camps for free, and I will hold your hand and help you cross any hurdle that you come across. Consider it your fast track to building a highly profitable digital agency. And you know what? This stuff is fun. I've been doing this on my laptop out of my office here in Newport Beach. It's fun to do. So you talk about loving work, about not being depressed on Sunday night because tomorrow morning is Monday and you got to get back to your job. This is stuff you look forward to. I love working on Sunday nights. I love waking up on Monday mornings and building value for my clients. So subscribe, comment, ask questions. Hop on my affiliate link and start your own digital agency, and I'll hold your hand through the whole process and help you find success quick. Okay, thanks for watching.